What's up guys and welcome to another episode of my HLTV Fantasy. Today we are looking at EPL Season 18 Group A. But first we have to go through quite a lot of different lineups that I've had in previous events. This is the previous leaderboard event. Gamers 8 didn't go my way because in the end it was I think Vitality and Ends who did the best, so it would have probably been better for me to just stay with Heroic and Vitality and then maybe a Neelan option as well. Simple and Bit were good in the first match, but then Navi lost the second one. Heroic didn't do that well either. Neelan was pretty good for the price for sure. But yeah, not quite the lineup that was supposed to be made here. And we're probably getting to a point in the season where I might have to make slightly riskier picks in all of my lineups for the leaderboard. So for EPL as well, I might have to take some risks and try and get those 1%ers to get a chance. But let's see. I'll just go quickly through these lineups because it's there's too many of them to go through. Thunder pick, pretty good. In the end, I think the best lineup had like Process over Mantu and someone over Minio. But all in all, very happy with a 170. Top 3%, we take those. This one not so good, so Gamble didn't pay off, they just got destroyed in the first match. Nothing you can do there. This, surprisingly, I'm quite a good percentage rating, just because of Krasnal, I guess. But other than that, nothing to write home about. This was really looking quite good, but then 9 lost 2 in a row at the end. They lost to Apex in the upper finals and then lost to BetBoom in the lower finals. If 9 won in the finals, I think at some stage I was looking very good with this lineup, like in the top 10, 20, something like this. But then, well, Kyler and Hades lost to Apex and then they had to play each other. So the best lineup probably was like double Apex then. This Pinnacle Cup just got screwed by BNE. And also, well, EF didn't do too well either. This was looking good until yesterday evening when Stico got eliminated. It's the thing with these, especially these tier 2 events, it's like you have to take gambles and like some level of gamble, and it's not like, this is not a bad situation that we're in, like with double Monty, double Big, we're probably gonna get good points, good standing, but the only thing that matters in these is top 3. So it's like, it doesn't matter. Once one player is eliminated this early, it's like nothing you can do. However, this is looking very good. So we're in 11th right now in Paridunav party. I have some of the best players from all the teams. Artfrost and Chopper looking good. Everyone is looking good. The problem is I forgot to put in, or I didn't have time to put in 2 boosters because for whatever reason they like played 2 games yesterday. Now they don't play today at all. But VP and Spirit won both their games. They're gonna be like opposite sides of the bracket. So it's looking very good in that sense. And also lucky not like being a super bot. As I kind of was expecting maybe in this kind of event. I think against teams like 9 Pandas you can do quite well. Even if you're like a lower rated player for them. I think this is the best lineup as well right now. These 5 players, just people have different roles and boosters. Like role wise we're looking pretty good as well, of course. Like we don't have any like issues with the roles, but the problem is that we haven't gotten all of our booster points and also didn't even assign all of them. That's all of the partner stuff and the previous fantasy done. Let's get into the meat of this video, which is EPL Season 18 Group A. It's a weird ass group, to be honest, because I would say 3 of the 4 best teams, let's put it that way, 3 of the 4 best teams are on the upper side of the bracket. I would say Vitality, Astralis, Ninjas in Pyjamas, and Gamer Legion are probably the strongest teams in this event. However, I would say Vitality have the easiest first match, and also they are still quite a ways above Astralis and Nip. And because it's only Group A in this fantasy, it's like I can't see myself not going for double Vitality. A lot of people are going double Vitality. Apex is, once we get into the pricing of players, super popular, and for a reason, right? Like he can definitely farm points against teams like Orcs, even teams like Astralis Nip, and any of these teams, honestly, on the other side of the bracket. The question becomes like, who do I pick from the other side of the bracket? Because there's actual options here. Gamer Legion definitely is looking quite decent with this new lineup. I think they are the favorites to get to the upper finals. Yeah, I think they're definitely the favorites to do that. I think there's a real chance, that something like Astralis Vitality double up on both could be a thing, because actually Vitality can just win it all, and then Astralis can still get through the lower bracket. Like one of your teams is always gonna end up in the lower bracket anyways. So you might as well pick like Astralis if you feel like they are the second strongest team. The thing is, Astralis actually, I think they even lost that game in the end. They just lost to Double O Nation in Pinnacle Cup. Of course, it's like a Pinnacle Cup. Who cares? And this Double O Nation lineup is actually not looking too bad. Like the players on here, I don't know Susp too well. I don't know who he really is, but apparently he can frag. Searson is of course a proven potential fragger. Nico we've seen do quite well in OG. JDC we've seen do alright in Mouse, and then Bird from Sky as IGL. Like there's definitely some potential here in this lineup, so it's not like the worst loss you could. It's not like they lost to absolute trash tier noobs, you know, and it's not like they lost in a big event either. I think in general Astralis have been looking great, but those are like some of the teams I'm looking at. It's like Vitality, Astralis. I wouldn't pick NIP, they're looking kind of horrible right now. You could gamble on Furia or Movistar. I see that as like a fair gamble to take. And then there's like Greyhound, Gamer Legion, where I would say Gamer Legion should come out on top. So a safe lineup, I would say, would be like Apex, probably like an A-Core, one of these cheaper options from Gamer Legion. You probably have money for like a Zaiwu, and then I don't know, like a Borup maybe. Just a 204k filler option from one of these teams who you expect will do quite okay. This is like the number one lineup that in my mind is going actually Isaac over A-Core, frees up some funds, and then bringing in Martinez. Martinez is a player who I'm actually kind of eyeing up for this. If you look at his like recent event ratings, he's actually looking very consistent and very good, even though these aren't like the best events, but they're not like bad events either to do well in. Like a CCT online finals, of course they're like qualifying events and such. In general, I would say he is someone who, especially because Furia haven't been looking very good, Movistar could bring the upset here. And even if Movistar struggle, I think Martinez could be the player. I also looked at like other Movistar players. Martinez is like definitely the best option from them. So Movistar, even if they don't do that well as a team, maybe Martinez does quite well for himself. That's like one team I'm looking at. Neelan, of course, has a because he did well in the last event, he's now more picked. He's like the fourth most picked player right now. Apex most picked. Zaibu actually third most picked, which is interesting, but just speaks to how good the budget options are in like Apex and these Gamer Legion options in both Kios and Neelan. Other most picked players, I was like Buzz number 2, I think. Honestly, that one map overpass against Navi is still making people want to pick him, just in case he gets a pop-off like that again. I don't see that as something that's gonna be happening that likely. But I've been looking at some other, I think the budget options are interesting, and like the fifth option is interesting. I haven't really looked at double Astralis lineups. I guess I could take a look at something like that. Like, is there anything with a Nilan? Magisk are actually missing like 1k or what? Oh my god, we're 1 grand off this. That's actually sad. I would have loved I think the double up on Astralis, especially if you can bring in Device, is actually super smart. Like if you're just playing for points, I think Astralis Vitality, that makes sense to me. But I had a lineup with like just Device. I'm trying to remember what it had. There's probably like Astralis, then Nilan Kios probably, right? Yeah, then we had Zaiwu. Yeah. So this lineup is super interesting to me as well. This is like my first draft almost, if you want to call it that, because we have like Device who's exceptionally consistent. Like even in this game, okay, actually he ended up being really bad on this nuke, which is unfortunate because I was looking at his like ratings for the first two maps and he was looking good, but I guess had a really bad nuke unfortunately. But all in all, like still we know how consistent Device is, how powerful he can be on the server if Astralis do well. And I think this is an event where Astralis certainly can do well. So like, and a lineup like this is super interesting to me. I don't think there's anything you can do, unfortunately, to bring in like an A core, for example. Like just because of I like feel like I have to go double Vitality. The question is who are the best 2 Vitality players, right? Like it could be anyone who has a real pop-off event. I think Apex is probably a must-have though, just for the price, because he can absolutely farm teams like, what is it, Orcs. Like this is not a real team, I guess. But yeah, you don't have to go Device, of course. You could go Blame Map, and then you can actually bring in Isak, who is like another good option. But I don't know if I trust Blame Map quite as much as I do Device. Of course, he's also had great events here. Like all in all, we're talking about a player who consistently racks up a lot of points. Is it like, what is better, Device, Zaiwu, Kios, or Magisk, Blame F, Isaac? I guess this is slightly more safe in a way, but we're missing out on Device, who is the best player in the world right now. Like tough to make the choice. Also, I've been thinking about bringing in one of the Furia guys, maybe Cello, Fallen. I don't think Art is the pick I want to make. I don't think that's actually something I want to go with. There's Greyhound, where especially like Alistair, I've been eyeing up a bit. Like even if they lose the first match, right, against Greyhound, against Gamer Legion, they're gonna play loser of Furia Movistar. And even if Alistair goes like 0-2, there's a chance he can go like positive points for sure. He's the main AWPer for his team. Main AWPers for teams can always rack up some points, but still I don't really have enough faith in him or Greyhound to make that into a real thing. So I think the question is like, who do I end up, like I have so much faith in Device. He's also so highly picked, it's like it's not really the different options I want to go for. I want to see if I can make a lineup that I'm satisfied with if I go for double Astralis, double Vitality. There's just no, like you'd have to go Sicko, and I don't want to go Sicko. You could get Borup with Sicko, but no, that's just like there's not even a potential upside with Sicko, I don't feel. I think this lineup might just be the best one though, because I feel like Nilan and Kios are underpriced, especially because they're gonna potentially be like winning games. I think Apex, Saiwu, and Device is just, they're gonna rack up points, and then Nilan and Kios are gonna be, either one of them is probably gonna have a really good event. This is not a differential team at all, actually. Like we have Apex, Zaiwu, Neelan, Kios, Device. We have all of our players would be from the most picked teams, or most picked players rather. Whereas the option was, what was the option essentially? Was with Martinez. It's a risk. It's a risk for sure to bring in Martinez here. There's probably no lineup like this, but like with Magis, suck. No, it doesn't quite work, I don't think. I'm trying to think of like non-Zaiwu, Neelan, and then there's just no super good option from Gamer Legion, unfortunately. Like, well, yeah, I was looking at like teams with like double premium essentially for Vitality, like going 2 great options from Vitality. This is not like too outrageous either. There's just no good, like I'd want to have another Gamer Legion asset and something like this, and then 193. Yeah, I was looking at players at this like price point, so something like this is not bad either. Ooh, do I like this more? Cello, how have his stats been? This actually looks kind of nice. Still get the main op. Neelan, Spinks and Magisk over Apex Zaiwu. Just not having Apex is a bit interesting to me. Cello has not been looking very good. I don't think I want any of the other options at that price point. Okay, I think the Apex is just too good of a pick. I think someone like Spinks for 20 grand less, like you can definitely go for that, but the problem is like there's no one at this price point again who I'd want. So it's like almost you may as well go with Zaiwu. I think it's just, it's such a picked lineup, isn't it? You don't go... You could of course go for like a bus, and then you can get one of these more expensive players from here. I'm not even sure Kios is better than Neelan though, honestly. I feel like I have more faith in Neelan than Kios, which is interesting. So that's kind of, and also like having one of these, if Gamer Legion does well, one of these 200k plus players should do well, like Acor or Isaac. I think Isaac is honestly someone I'm kind of, I would love to have Isaac in my team. I don't even know why. I just feel like he could have a great event here. Oh yeah, and this would be then of course a Martinez lineup. So like honest, this is pretty damn strong. I think I'm going with this. It's a risk with Martinez, I know that. But I get a main opper for a team, like he's the best player in his team, for a team who I expect can do quite well this event. It's a risk. I wanted to take some kind of risk, right? Let's do it. Let's do this lineup. IGL on Apex for sure. I do think they're just gonna kind of crush their opponents in this one. Neelan probably has to be Noobright. I mean, you could go for like headshots. You could go... I'm trying to find a way to not go Noob, but he even doesn't really have good eco rating, right? Not great support rating. I kind of want to go headshot machine though, just for the risk. Let's hope so. I mean, I just got burnt by the noob rating last time, right? Like the first match, he got actually negative points for the noob roll, which is never, never fun. What is Isaac's role? Support, I suppose. Not very good roles for him, unfortunately. Just in general, but I think support makes the most sense then. Just go by the percentages. Yeah, that's fine. He's just been looking quite good. If you look at his stats, he's actually like doing quite well in this new Gamer Legion lineup. Like, yeah, this was a different lineup, right? In Paris, but with this lineup so far, Cologne and Gamers 8 are both real events. Let's put it that way. Really decent events to get good ratings at. So I'll give him a shot in this event. Okay, let's not stretch it out too much, the video. Yeah, you have to go for this. They have to 2-0 that. ESD probably is IU, right? Also another one where you have to probably play it here. This has to be the Woo. That was just so good at everything. It's always the problem with these lineups. You always want to put every roll and every booster on him. I guess their KSD player apart from Saibu, I could go for like an Isaac KSD, hope for him to do well against Greyhound. I think we just keep it there. Actually, Apex is the nade player. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Probably find a place for that. Headshots Nilan, that makes sense to me. I'm not sure if they have a real aim star on Gamer Legion. I'll just check it as well. I mean Greyhound. I'm really not sure. I wouldn't expect any of their players to be insane aimers. Except maybe Backside could be high headshot percentages. He actually has really high headshot percentage. Maybe we find another role for you then. Another booster for you then. I don't want to use bait against Greyhound. That makes enough sense, maybe. I'd rather use that later as well, though. Do I get to use every booster? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Not by a long shot, actually. No, wait, it's 2, 4, 6. Oh yeah, I miscounted. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I should get to use like pretty much all of them. I'll say Martinez quad kill here. And like bait. I don't want to use bait here. Actually tough to find the correct roles for Nyland and Isaac. I mean boosters for Nyland and Isaac. I guess this could be good, but it's like I'd rather use it later. Maybe grenade kills then. Let's go for that. Apex probably has enough good ones later on. I'll stay with this. I think it's good in the sense that we have 3 of the more picked players, as in the in the 8 most picked we have Apex, Saiwu, Nilan. We have Isaac as the other Gamer Legion player. It could be, depending on your money, it could be Acor as well. I don't think Volt has been that great on this lineup yet. He's like decent, but like I want to see him play better first before I pick him here. And then Martinez, mostly because I think this lower side of the bracket is just easier. I do think they can beat Furia. I honestly think they could beat Gamer Legion. Even if they don't, they play here. They probably play against Furia or Greyhound again. Yeah, they play probably against one of those, and then there's definitely enough games for Martinez to be getting a lot of op kills and racking up points for me. Let's hope that happens. He might be he's a bit of a sleeper pick in my eyes, and I feel like at this stage in the season, if you look at like the whole standings here, we're not looking very good. Got another user at 98 points. Whereas, after, of course, this is only 5 games in. but still, like 5 games, there's not that many months. Like I definitely would like to get some 1-pointers in there, or at least 5-pointers to catch up here, and then we can maybe play some events safer again. I guess this is one of those events where I would probably want to see some like top percentage rankings. But okay, that's enough for this video. Leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you enjoy this kind of content. I will be making videos about every leaderboard fantasy event, and I'll always show my rankings and what lineups after the events are concluded for all of the partner fantasies as well. So if you enjoy this kind of content, if you watch CS professional games and maybe play some fantasy yourself, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.